Here we've come to Clapham Woods, up a very narrow, windy path. I hope you don't meet another car coming the other way. So we come to the church, Clapham Church, Saxon. You have to go through the church, across the fields. It's probably got a bull in it or something, and into the woods. See the dark side and the light side, hopefully. There we go. I think St Mary's Church, I believe. Bit of a far cry from yesterday when it was teeming down. Didn't manage to go anywhere, so I've decided I'm going to come out and spend possibly a day at Clapham, going through the history and having a look around. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Although I do have to say, Clapham Woods has got a dark history. There was allegedly a satanic occult group that met here, Friends of Hecate, human sacrifice, animal sacrifice. You can read all about it on the internet. Just got to go over this sty without breaking my neck. One of the interesting things about Clapham is you hear birdsong here, but when you get inside Clapham Woods you don't hear birdsong at all. And I'm getting close to the threshold and you can sense something's not quite right. But is that auto-suggestion after everything I've read? Probably. I'm a very sceptical person. I have to see it to believe it. But here's the view. I can't actually see into my viewfinder because it is so bright again today. So I apologise if it's not great. But we'll see. I've got another style to tackle. So let's give it a go. I'll film myself and I'll go over. I promise I won't edit it out. But I've caught on a bramble. There we go. So let's go. This is where we're going. Well, we can hear the crows. Can't hear any birdsong. It's getting darker and darker. No, it's a little bit of a bird. Although sometimes I do question my sanity coming to places like this on my own. There have been 4 deaths / murders up here in recent times, so maybe it's a good thing I'm a 3rd Dan black belt. Maybe somebody will find his camera. Who knows? Let's not think about that. Let's keep going.
Many walkers report experiencing a high sense of nausea, so intense they are forced to retreat, only for the sensation to ease once out of the woods. Others complain of being pushed or manhandled by unseen forces, or witness patches of malevolent swirling mist developing suddenly on the footpaths before them, taking the shape of an animal, like a fox or a bear, or even the form of a figure which will not let them pass. Most report a strong sense of being followed.
when you look through the viewfinder, it's actually not as creepy as it looks in real life. I don't get scared easy. I'm not scared now, but I think you can see where all the tales and the legends and the folklore grew up from. I mean, a lot of people come up here at night. Not sure I'd be so brave then. But you never know with me. I'm a bit ballsy. But I also hope I'm not stupid either. In hunt of the witching tree. A big beach in the middle of the woods, which has a lot of history to it. So I'm going to see if we can find it. Although you do have to admit, it is very quiet in here. Wildlife is definitely still. I'm not actually sure if any of you are actually up on the occult or witchcraft or anything like that, but there's a thing called tree hexing, which you get a lot of here. And here's an example where the tree has been bent over to make an arch. Several of them in here. I know that the gamekeepers come around and cut them all down. Let's see if I can get closer. Because apparently if you step through them you go through to a different portal, or you ignite something or awaken something, or it's not a good thing. Somebody's made a little bivouac type thing there. But if you see, I mean, that's a natural drop, that one. But you can see that that one is not natural. It's been pulled down. It happens quite a lot, and here. I'm just about to walk through that one, so if I disappear into another portal, that would be interesting for my viewers, wouldn't it? Oh, no, nothing happened. Probably natural, that one. You can always tell the deliberates, they're always a little bit higher. You've got a couple crossed over there. I can't see any that look really deliberate like last time I was up here. But people have been working on for such a long time, they've actually started to take shape. Look. That's natural now. But I can bet you bottom dollar it wasn't originally. They're actually rather beautiful, I think. I'll walk through that one as well. Last time I came up here, it was with some of my I nearly fell over, with some of my moot friends, and we found quite a lot of evidence of activity up here. Ah, there she is, there's the witching tree. Found her quicker than I thought. Hundreds of years old. And legend says a witch was hung here. That's why it's called the witching tree. You'll find lots of blessings and lots of gifts been left. Again, the gamekeepers of the estate come and tidy it all away. Because they don't like it. They don't like the fact that's what Clapham Woods is famous for the occult, and unfortunately satanic activity. I don't doubt people do. See, there's an offering up there now. Look, somebody's left an offering. Love heart. That won't be here for very long, although it seems to have been here for a while. Lovely old tree. Sometimes I come up here and just sit with it. Lost a massive branch. I was up here when that was on the floor. for a while. So this is the centre of the so-called activity that you get. You do get it. I keep saying so-called. It does happen. But, you know, I struggle to believe in God, therefore I really do not believe in the devil. But there are other things than the devil. That's for sure. I didn't bring up an offering. Maybe I should have done. There's usually always activity of people coming up here, bonfires. Kids come up at night. They're brave, aren't they? They don't mind sleeping rough. Me, I just like to have a bed and a bath. I'm not a camping type of girl. Very warm day again today. A lot different from yesterday. Right, we're now going to go that way, and I'm going to try and find the UFO crater. I should find it. It's pretty big. So that way. Let me turn you around. You can have a view down onto Long Furlong, which is a busy little road. It's got a haunted coach house, which I shall tell you about. I have a little tiny blog on that, which I will link below. I stopped once to take a photograph, but the road was so fast it was just too dangerous, really. So I probably won't be doing that again. But I will get it on the on the camcorder and show you where the coach with the headless horses drives past. Oh, I don't know whether I can get through. Oh yes, I can. Here we go. So this here is known locally as the UFO crater. One was meant to have crash landed, skimmed and taken off again. There are UFO sightings up here quite regularly. To me, that's probably more like a mine for lime. A liming mine, say that fast. Or obviously other reports of it being a World War II bomb strike. But there is actually no record in any of the record books stating that there was a bomb strike here. So I don't know, it looks more like a mine type shaft thing for me. Although I really do like the idea of it being a UFO crater. Could be. Really could be. What do you think? Let's go down inside. It's actually quite deep. I mean, if you weren't to look at records, I would say probably a bomb crater. But having said that, there's also an awful lot of lime here. So it really could be a lime mine. So if I suddenly disappear with a bit of a shout and somebody finds my camera, I've fallen into a lime shaft. Isn't it great? If you were to camp up here, this would be the place to camp because you're out of the wind. Unless it's raining, of course, because then it'll all puddle on you. Not very even ground though, probably not great for camping. I'd have to have a bed. I'll bring my bed with me. Is that too much? But ufologists come up here, or they used to many years ago. I don't think ufologists seem to be as active as they used to be. I'll go back the way I came. Mainly because they get laughed at. I just like the idea of there being chalk, maybe a chalk mine. I like the idea of there being UFOs. Yet to have proof. I'm a girl of evidence, I'm afraid. It doesn't stop me liking the idea though. So there, with all those lorries, is Long Furlong, which takes you into Findon. I'll get down a little bit lower. So yeah, beautiful downs, scarred by a road. But isn't that the way of the world? It's progress. People like to get places. People moan about their mobile phone masts, but nobody lives without a mobile phone. So therefore you have to put up with the masts, right? Or is that me just being a realist? So, don't want to go too far because it's a bit of a drop. And that road is Long Furlong. So, that leads you... I've got to stop saying so and but. That leads you to Findon. All the way along here. That takes you to Worthing. Or onto the A259, which will take you to Littlehampton, Chichester, Worthing, Shoreham, Brighton. That's the old barn. And down there, that's the old coach house. And petting all those people in their cars are looking up and thinking, what the hell is that woman doing up there? She's doing nothing but recording herself. Nobody's crashed yet, so we should be okay. So, story of the coach house. Let's get to it. I'm hoping it's going to focus. I did bring my tripod, but I left it in the car. It said on Halloween, midnight, a coachman with 4 headless horses stampedes along this route, gets to the coach house and completely disappears. I'd like to think I'd have the idea of sitting up here on Halloween night at midnight, but that won't happen. Too cold. There's a man there wondering what I'm doing, and I'm wondering what he's doing. Foraging, maybe getting bunny rabbit food. Let's go back to the crater. It's always a bit more windy over here because we're open to the little valley. He's looking for magic mushrooms. One, I haven't got a clue what they are. But I said I hadn't seen any. It's probably the easiest. But bless him. He's looking for goring, which he's probably 7 miles away from. So he's got a bit of a walk. There you go. So that's what that man was doing. Magic mushrooms. Hundreds of them. When people come into Clapham Woods, they complain of nausea and sickness and feeling incredibly unwell, and a lot of people actually do turn around and leave quite quickly. I don't get that. I don't get that. But again, you know, a lot can be said for autosuggestion. You know, if you've read about it, your brain starts thinking it. Don't know. But you know, I think Hecate gets a bad press, to be honest with you. She is a goddess of dogs. There are dog disappearances that happened here. Dogs disappearing, dogs becoming incredibly unwell, that suddenly they have to go to the vet and unfortunately are put down. But you know, we get adders and even though it's a public walkway. It's part of the South Downs, I believe. Some of the dead bodies were found through the pheasant bashers. They discovered them in the undergrowth. I shall read the names. I'll put a list of the names of the people who were tragically found up here. Natural causes, unnatural causes. They never said it was murder. They never said it was natural. There was never anything given, and nobody was caught for anything that happened up here which was malicious. So it's a strange one. This certainly is a strange area. But you know, don't be frightened of coming up here. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I just, you know me, I love trees. I love walking through the trees. They're all around. Well, there would be. It's a wood. I say the stupidest things sometimes. But it does have a history, and it has a dark history, but I don't know whether that's justified. I do believe that the witches of Hecate, or the friends of Hecate, not sure about that one. I've read a lot into that. I'm not naming names, but you know, there's a couple of people. They wrote a book. One of them, I do believe, distanced himself from it a few years later. The other one is still investigating now. You look it up. See what you believe. Out into the sunshine again. Change cameras, the other one's died. I wouldn't mind, but it's quite new. So anyway, Clapham Woods has earned the reputation of being one of the most haunted woods in Sussex. I get it. I have been up here at night with my friends. I'm repeating myself maybe. And I don't think it's anything to be scared of. I think you should come up here. Lovely to walk the dogs. There are electric fences. Dogs don't go missing anymore, I'm on the understanding of. If they ever went missing in the first place. Lots of sheep. You always end up walking through fields. I walked through a field of horses. Now I've got the sheep. I think last time I came up here there was a massive sign saying beware of the bull, but we didn't see it. I don't know whether that was the farmer just trying to scare us. Love sheep. They're so stupid. Look at them. Hello. Okay, I've just got myself lost. I always end up coming back a different way, and I don't know why, because I always think I'm following the same path, but being in the woods, all the paths look the same. Probably you end up miles out of way now, trying to find my car. I think I'm meant to be in there, but I'm not. I always end up getting lost coming out. I always think I've gone the same way I came in, but I never do. All looks the same. It is a wood after all. I don't think I'm trespassing because I went over a sty to get into that field, so sty wouldn't be there, would it? But let's keep walking. I may bump into Mushroom Man again. And having that feeling of being watched. I don't think it leads anywhere. I think I might have to go back. No idea where I am. Oops. But that's locked, so I'm guessing it's private. With barbed wire fence, no less. Now let's go up this way. I'm sure I came across there. Didn't have sheep in it though, had horses. So let's go this way. You see, me being a good person, I should have walked across the field and not around it, because I've literally come all the way around the field to find a sty here. So there's a tree that's been pulled over to make an arch. Down a path that you have to walk too. Well, you could go around it, but... Are you superstitious? No, me neither. There are walkers that say that they feel a force dragging them into the woods, and when they try to leave, they're inexplicably pulled back. They get a sudden, violent shortness of breath, which feels like a heart attack. They feel incredibly sick. And they say there's like a dark force which pulls you back into the woods against your will when you try to leave. And it has been put down to the devil worship that goes on here. Or should I say the alleged devil worship, because I'm not going to spread rumours. I think the place has been quiet for many, many years. It's not reported in the press these days. It was reported in the press in the 80s, 70s and 80s, when it was prevalent. It was being reported by somebody, or some individuals who believed it was here. They were threatened by friends from Hecate, told if they were exposing them any further, they would meet untold horrors. Well, it all died out. It all disappeared. Found the horses again, and back towards the church. So we're back at St Mary's. There was said to be a barn here that had depictions of the devil or Lucifer painted inside. The barn's still there, but I know that the depiction's long gone. But this lovely gravestone, look at this. How old is that? I'd like to know. Probably just as old as the church. Who can we find today? Nearly all of them look invisible. That lovely lichen. Let's have a look at this one. I've got to remember at least one person, haven't I? In memory of John Crawford Nugent, born 1824, died 1888. The Lord is my rock. And of his son Richard Harvey Nugent, at rest 21st of October 1934. Very old church. In loving memory of Margaret, the beloved light wife of James Lloyd of Mitchell Grove, died April 25th, 1917, aged 45 years. Sleep well, Margaret.